Body shape number one, the triangle. What we see with the triangle body shape is that the lower part of the body is larger in proportion to the upper part of the body. The issue with the triangle, it goes back to the shoulders. Weak shoulders are viewed as not masculine. So you want to throw on sports jackets, throw on jackets, wear casual suits, throw on blazers. And if that's too formal for you guys, there's tons of other options on the casual side. We've got leather jackets, fatigue jackets, denim jackets, a wide variety of jackets that you can throw on. Even a shirt jacket is going to give you a bit more of a silhouette right here on the shoulder points. Again, just simply going to make your shoulders look more pronounced, and that's what we're looking to do here. So if jackets aren't your thing, let's talk about shirts. First off, the shirts that you want to avoid. A close-fitted t-shirt, a close-fitted polo. Why do you want to avoid these short-sleeve t-shirts? Because they're going to draw attention to the contrast with your arm and the shirt and basically draw attention to your upper body area. If it's fitted close, it's oftentimes going to fit you closer in and around the waist area and the hip area than it will the torso. Again, this is going to exaggerate the fact that you've got a triangle-shaped body. So what type of shirts to look for? You want longer sleeve shirts that can be ironed. And I'm saying can be ironed because anything that can be ironed, in a sense, can create a bit of structure, and that's what you're looking to do, again, on the upper body. You're not going to create as much of a silhouette and a structure on the shoulders as you would with a jacket, but you can come close. And there are actually styles of shirts out there that have epaulettes, that maybe are going to have the double breast pockets, which can build up the chest area, can build up the shoulders just a bit. Now, when it comes to the hips, what you want to do, don't wear anything baggy in the hips. So you're going to want to wear things closer in and around here. You also are going to want to make sure the proportion of your shoes, you don't want to go with anything super large. Everything down here is as large as you want it to be. So you want to wear possibly more delicate dress shoes, things that are going to look smaller, even though maybe you've got size 12 feet. The next body shape is the inverted triangle, the V shape. And for a lot of people, they're like, wow, this is the ideal shape. You've got the big, large shoulders. You've got the tapered waist. This body type is actually a nightmare when it comes to clothing. Unfortunately, you're going to have to pay the tailor tax because this is a body type that very few manufacturers make any clothing that's going to fit you even remotely well. So the guy with this build, he wants to build up his lower body. He's going to do this by focusing on shoes that make his feet look a little bit bigger. So he wants to look at boots. He wants to look at maybe textured shoes with suede. He wants to look at contrast. So something maybe that's got a contrasting leather to it. Something that draws a little bit more attention to his footwear. Okay, then when moving up here, let's look at jeans. Avoid skinny jeans. Maybe go for a straight cut. You don't need to go for a loose cut, but you want to give something that gives a little bit of extra weight in here. When you're looking at suits, make sure you avoid jackets that have a lot of padding. Search out jackets, especially, there are certain ones maybe coming out of Italy, or that you can get custom made, which are going to have no padding in here. The idea is you've already got everything you need up here, and you want to come off as simply a guy that looks like he's in shape, not a guy that, comes off disproportionate. It looks like he's going to fall over, just because he has no weight down here in the lower body. We're trying to avoid the cartoonish look by making your proportions in your lower body more balanced. So my favorite piece of menswear for the V-shaped body is going to be the sweater, especially a little bit of a V-neck sweater right here. This does not hide your body. It makes you look great. It has a little bit of stretch in and around the shoulders, the chest, and the arm area. People are going to be able to see this guy looks great. He's in shape. So this body type can pull off any type of shirt. But again, you want to be careful and manage distractions. Do you want to go for that short sleeve shirt, which is going to draw everyone's attention to your arms? Again, if you want the focus up here on your mind and what you're saying, you want to maybe wear the long sleeve shirt. Now you can roll it up, again, go up to the mid forearm. That's always a great look. You want to go for small repeating patterns. You want to go for solids. That's going to be your safe area. Don't go for large patterns. Large patterns are not going to work with this body build. You can also look at long sleeve polos, even short sleeve polos made from a high quality material that have a very luxurious drape. I think are going to look good for this body type. And again, t-shirts can look great. Remember, they're ultra casual. They can be distracting in some environments, but if you're going to go for a solid color with a non-graphic tee, maybe with a V-neck, fits you well, looks good. Next, we've got the rectangle body shape. Your shoulder, your hips, your waist, they're all going to be about the same up and down. We're going to see this body type on slight or slender framed men. For many guys, this is going to be a great body type to have. Now, the problem though for guys with this body shape is that they want to change it up a bit. They want to build up their shoulders, slim up their waist, create a more masculine look. You can do this with a jacket. Any type of jacket will build up the shoulders, but Also having a sweater, a jumper that has a line going across that builds up the chest area. Now, another option for this body type is to build up the V right here in the chest. You can choose that by going with a V-neck sweater, V-neck shirts. Now, another option for this body type is to learn to layer correctly. As you can tell, I put on a jacket. What does this do? It actually physically did make my upper body a bit more. It added a bit more weight, but notice here the depth that I've created. By having this jacket here, we've got then the sweater that goes in, and then under that, we've got this. This right here creates a three-dimensional look, and it just makes the person look a little bit larger. And when it comes to trousers, jeans, chinos, you want to go for a regular or a slim cut. Don't go skinny and don't go overly loose. If you're going to go with shorts, avoid the cargo shorts. Go for something that's going to have a little bit of a closer cut. Make sure that the inseam doesn't go beyond 9 inches. And if you're shorter, maybe look at 7, even 5 inches. Again, you want something that's going to fit well. Next up, we've got the oval body shape. And for this body shape, your midsection is larger than your shoulders or your hips. Now, I'm not going to lie, gents, this is a tough body shape to dress for, and there's no outfit that's going to make a guy like this look thin. But what I can help you do with these tips is to look large and in charge versus fat and sloppy. That's what we want to avoid. We want the eyes to go up and down. We do not want to get caught anywhere in the midsection. So if you are wearing clothing that has a high contrast between your upper body and your lower body, and we're being drawn to your midsection, that's the mistake. You've got to stop shooting yourself in the foot. You've got to wear monochromatic looks. You've got to wear clothing that's going to bring it all together. Make sure that you pay attention to proportion. If you've got a nice watch, if you're wearing a shirt, that you don't have a shirt with collars that are too small for the proportion of your body. So you want to look in particular for shirts that have larger collars. You want to look for jackets that have wider lapels. You want to look for a watch that's going to be a bit larger. All of these particular details, they do measure up, and you want to make sure the clothing proportionally looks right on your body. So in a little bit more detail, let's talk about lines, let's talk about patterns. So for this body shape, you want to avoid any lines going across. So a window pane pattern on a suit, you do not want to wear it with this body type. You want to go instead for a solid looking suit. It's going to just work, allow the eyes to go up and down. Now when it comes to shirts, I do think a pinstripe, a candy stripe, or a Bengal stripe, even a little bit thicker of a stripe, works well for this body type when it comes to shirts. And when it comes to patterns, small repeating patterns are great. Medium-sized patterns are okay, but avoid larger size patterns. And when it comes down to particular clothing styles, formal clothing rules when it comes down to making this body type look better. Why? Well, let's look at the jacket. Again, builds up the shoulders, but also the length of the jacket. So it's going to cover the buttocks. And when we look at the transition of the body, we're looking at a guy right there. That length of the jacket is going to allow the eyes to go up and down. In addition, formal trousers historically went up to the natural waist. Nowadays, they're a bit more difficult to find, but I would recommend if you're having issues with keeping your trousers up, even look to get these custom made. Use suspenders with them. It's just a much more elegant way to wear trousers, and you're not going to have to pull them up throughout the day. Now, at this point, you may be wondering, well, how do I assess my personal style? Well, gents, if you didn't know, here at Real Men Real Style, we've developed what we call the Style Score. We've got a really quick and easy quiz that you can take, and at the end of it, you'll be given a specific number and areas that we think you can improve upon. Seriously, it's just a fun little test that we put together, and I'll link to it down in the description of today's video. The next body shape, and oftentimes considered to be the ideal body shape, is the trapezoid. Now, this body type is relatively easy to dress. What you want to pay attention to here is finding the right brands that are going to have slim cuts, athletic cuts that are naturally going to fit your body. You've probably grown up buying clothing that's ill-fitted and you're not even taking it to get adjusted. So first off, if you've got a closet of clothing, you like the look of it, take it to a tailor. You will be amazed all of a sudden when they slim up the waist area, whenever they make those sleeves a little bit shorter, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, wow, I actually am able to show off this amazing body that I've got. All right, Jen, so if you enjoyed this video, you are going to love this one. Boom, right here. Oh yeah, go check it out. Click on that video, go explore.